Welcome to Front Row Review. I am Brandon Maniacs, and this is my good old pal, Vince Maniacs.
You forgot my name.
Tonight we are going to take a look at the newest Pixar movie, Up. This is it. Pixar has finally done it. They finally made a movie that's not going to be any good. That's really what I thought about this movie before I went to go see it. I was like, how good can a movie be about an old guy who attaches balloons to his house and floats away?
Don't give away the story now, Dave.
I said, but that's on the poster. The house floating away with balloons. That's on the poster.
Okay. If you saw the poster, then you're all right.
So I seen it, and it took me a while to go see this movie because of that fact. I was like, okay, there's so many movies coming out, and and this just didn't look like it was going to appeal to me at all. It just looked like, now don't get me wrong, I love Pixar. I've loved every movie Pixar has made. They've never made a bad movie, but I thought Up was going to be it. That's why I didn't want to go see this movie, because I thought this was the final. Or that should be final. This was the first nail in Pixar's coffin. It was going to start sealing their coffin to all these other bad movies to come, because how could you make a movie that's supposed to appeal to kids about an 80-year-old?
I don't know, Dave. That's a good question. Well, I'll tell you how you make a movie like that. You put in a young boy, a dog, and a freakish bird.
And an old grandpa.
That's how you make it appeal to the masses, to the kids that are going to see this film.
I think you're wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The way this movie appealed to the masses was the unbelievable, incredible, absolutely outstanding, one of the best of the year probably, stories that Pixar has ever done for a movie. That's what appeals to the masses in this movie.
The other good point about this film was that it was going to be Disney Pixar's first movie in 3D, their first attempt at doing a film in 3D. So that was another selling point for this film.
Let me talk about the 3D here. Okay, we did both go see it in 3D, and I could have just seen this in a regular theater without the 3D, because it seems like the 3D effect was kind of, I wouldn't say like pushed on you, to get you to spend the extra $3 or whatever it is to see this.
I totally.
Our set's falling down. It's not falling up, it's falling down.
It was, like I said, there was nothing there. I mean, it looked real good in 3D. It had, the dimension to it and everything.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, there was nothing really there that made it a necessity to see this in 3D.
When you go there and you watch it, there's not really. You could have watched it on regular film, and it's not going to make a big difference. It looks nice in 3D. Don't get me wrong, it does look nice, but there's not really any big 3D effects that come right out at you.
Okay, well, the one gripe I have about this movie, I do have one gripe about it.
What is that? What could be possibly making you gripe?
The biggest gripe about this movie is, and this is going to sound weird, but my biggest gripe about this movie is that it's animated.
Well, I think I understand what you're getting at. In other words, they could have done a live action film of this, and it would have been good as well, right?
Everybody would have loved this movie if they had seen it. Everyone young, everyone old, even the people in their 70s, 80s, 90s, hundreds would have loved this movie, but because it was animated, they think it's a cartoon made for kids, so they're not going to see it, and that is stupid, people. Stupid. Just because it's animated does not mean it's for kids. Go see this movie. It's not for kids. It's for as much as for adults as any movie this summer.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I do not totally agree with you.
What do you mean?
This movie is for kids.
Well, yes, it's for kids, but what he's saying is that people out there will think it's only for kids.
And anyone who has, kids will run to go see it, but all the older people who don't have any kids, or all their kids are grown up, think, I ain't going to go see this, and what they're doing here is missing probably one of the best films of the year. And because it's animated, it's ridiculous that people won't go see it.
Now, as far as the film goes, because we need to talk about the movie itself. And as far as the movie goes, I agree with David. It is a great, great, great story. The story is one of Pixar's best since Finding Nemo.
The animation in this movie is amazing. And I love the idea of all these balloons, because Pixar is all about color. All about really, and you got 10,000 balloons, and they're all different colors, and it was just amazing looking. The movie was amazing looking. Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, it is a great film, and I thought the best part of this film, the one part that made me laugh the most, was the dogs. Squirrel! I thought that was the funniest freaking thing that they could have done in this film.
Squirrel!
So let's take a look at our scale and see what we're going to give it. For Pixar's Up, I'm going to have to go with 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5?
No, I'm joking. Golden Norman!
About fell over. I couldn't believe it. After all those good things you said, 1 Norman.
No, it gets absolutely between Star Trek and this. Those still are two of my favorite movies of the summer, without question. Star Trek and Up are absolutely still my 2 favorite movies of the summer, with Transformers 2 a close second. But still, it's probably, if not my favorite movie of the summer, close to it. That's how much I enjoyed this movie.
Okay, Brandon, what are you going to give it?
Well, I liked it, and I'll give it the Super Golden Naked Wad.
I think between you, me, and Brandon here, we're going to make this a triple score, because I'm going to give Up the Golden
It is, without, in my unprofessional professional opinion, it is absolutely the best story Pixar has ever done, and I think it's absolutely the best movie Pixar has ever done. And coming from a huge fan of Pixar, I've loved everything they've done, everything. That is a big statement right there.
I thought this movie was fantastic. The animation was good. The story was awesome. And I really liked how they made the movie. It was just so good. I blew my brain off by it. So make sure you go to frontrowreview.com to see all our reviews.